Ladies and gentlemen, the Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg welcomes you to this graduation ceremony. Due to security reasons, you are requested not to leave the auditorium before the end of the proceedings. Please note that photos and videos must be taken from your seats. Please do not get up and walk around inside the auditorium. As soon as the procession leaves the auditorium, you are requested to rise and remain standing until the procession and guests of honour have left the auditorium. A kind yet important request. Please only applaud after the student's name has been read out, and only applaud until the student has been capped, in order to give other graduates the opportunity to have an audible readout of their names. Please also note that no whistles are allowed for applause, only clapping of hands and ululating. A final request. If you have a cell phone in your possession, please switch it off or put it on silent. Ladies and gentlemen, the procession will now enter the auditorium. You are requested to rise and remain standing until the members of the procession have taken their seats.
Thank you, UJ Choir, our award-winning choir. Shall we give them a round of applause? And good evening to you all. By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now constitute this meeting as a lawful congregation of the University of Johannesburg. You may be seated.
Let's give this award-winning choir another round of applause. We are very proud of our UJ choir, and we are not the only ones who are saying that they sing great. They have been awarded prestigious awards for their singing and their music. It's a lot more than what you have heard this afternoon, and it's available on Spotify and many streaming applications on the internet. Chancellor, Executive Dean Functionary Professor Thandiwe Sithole of the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment, members of Senate and academics, graduates, and our lovely guests, on behalf of the Council, the Executive Leadership Group of the University of Johannesburg, I want to welcome all of you to this ceremony that we are having today. Today is a momentous occasion for you, our guests, and also for our graduates. Graduations symbolize both endings and beginnings, reminding us of our past and the dreams of the future that we have. Graduates, your achievement is worthy of celebration. Regardless of where you are or what the future holds for you, it is indeed a momentous occasion, and hopefully you will always remember it, maybe with some pictures, but maybe with just other memories of the great achievement you have done to date. Our Chancellor, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, has on several occasions reflected on the transformative power of education in creating opportunities, in advancing gender equality, and in furthering societal development. In the context of our nation, your accomplishment carries considerable weight. Many of you are first-generation graduates, making this achievement even more significant. Many others will hear about your achievements. They will know that you graduated from the great University of Johannesburg, and they will be inspired and encouraged. So your graduation today represents just much more than you walking on the stage. Your graduation represents the dreams of many, including those who supported you. It symbolizes hope for a new generation. The University of Johannesburg, established in 2005 as part of the post-apartheid transformation of South African higher education landscape, has emerged as a beacon of academic excellence and innovation. In just 2 decades, we are 20 this year, the university has achieved remarkable milestones, including securing prominent positions in global university rankings, a testament to its commitment to quality education and research. With an unwavering focus on shaping a better future, UJ has adopted Strategic Plan 2035, which emphasizes societal impact and the integrations of technologies for the future. This visionary approach underscores the university's dedication to driving sustainable development and equipping graduates to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. Amid today's celebrations, remember that you are among a fortunate few to have this opportunity. Your graduation therefore carries the promise that you will have a task of sharing your knowledge to enrich and deepen our democracy. It serves as a reminder of our nation's shortcomings and provides us with the tools to address those shortcomings for the betterment of our society. Our university has been leading in the field of digital transformation. UJ was the first South African university to award certificates secured by blockchain technology. Graduates, you have also access to our digital certificate system, where you can download our digital certificate free of charge. The system further gives you access to a personalized digital badge, which you can place on your LinkedIn to securely showcase your achievement. We today also welcome you as a new member of our global alumni community. Our Alumni Connect platform, you can connect with other graduates, view employment offerings, and connect with possible mentors. In closing, the African proverb that says, wealth, if you use it, comes to an end. Learning, if you use it, increases. Today, we really have no words than to express our congratulations to you. Over all these years, whatever it has taken, we look forward to cheering you as you explore new paths and vistas for your life. Thank you, Ke a leboga, siyabonga, bayadanki. Thank you. Chancellor, I will now request the Executive Dean Functionary of the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment, Professor Thandiwe Sithole, to come and introduce the Faculty of Engineering, and thereafter the candidates who have complied with all the requirements for their qualifications.
Good afternoon, Chancellor. I now have the honor of introducing the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment. The Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment is a home of over 10,000 students and contributes 20% of the University of Johannesburg students. This is also the largest contact faculty of engineering and the built environment in the country. On average, the faculty graduates over 3,000 students annually. The faculty is one of the 8 faculties and a college of the University of Johannesburg, whose vision is to be a top international university of choice, anchored in Africa and the global south, and dynamically shaping the sustainable future. We celebrate the great University of Johannesburg 20th anniversary this year, noting that since inception, the great University of Johannesburg has been consistently climbing all rankings, reflecting the continuous improvement that is inculcated in the institution DNA. The great University of Johannesburg has been ranked consistently in the top 5 of universities in South Africa, in local and international rankings. The Faculty of Engineering is ranked in the top 3 of the universities in the country. The mission of the faculty is to produce highly qualified engineers, technologists, quantity surveyors, and operational managers. The UJ strategic theme of technology for the future finds expression in the faculty. Annually, our curriculum is updated to take into cognizant changes that are taking place in society. Over 600 students' projects done last year were in the area of artificial intelligence and also societal impact. All our programs are accredited by 5 external professional bodies, including the Engineering Council of South Africa, known as EXA. This means a UJ qualification meets local and international quality standards. A UJ qualified engineer is recognized as a proper engineer globally. The faculty has demonstrated the relevance of its education, and several projects were undertaken by the faculty for societal impact. We are aware of the 40-40-40 concept in South Africa, where most of our people live in 40-meter squared houses, live in places that are 40 kilometers from their work, and spends 40% of their income on transportation costs. We believe that we can implement solutions to challenge this reality. For example, we continue research in 3D printing of RDP houses, and these houses can be printed within 8 hours. And now we are working on converting petrol vehicles to electrical powered ones. We believe these will have a positive impact on our nation. The visual mining has been completed in Doornfontein campus, and this is a significant project that enables us to teach our students about mining without putting them in actual mines. We plan to use the venue to do rescue simulations so that we can eliminate real dangers for our miners. As a mining saying goes, whatever is not grown, it is mined. Mining will continue to be an important part of our growing economy. We continue to believe in the vision to be a leading institution of choice, anchored in Africa and the global south, and dynamically shaping a sustainable future. The faculty is contributing to UJ Digital to further create opportunities and expand access to quality education for our children, where only 2% of the application were accepted into university. And ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our realities. Today, we congratulate our graduates. We know there was a lot of hard work, cross-nighting, and also we know that the caffeine consumption was on another level. You have made it, you are special, and you are well equipped to go on and make a difference in our country and beyond. As this month we are celebrating the late legend, Utata Rolihlahla Nelson Mandela, he once said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Now, graduates, go out there and make your impact. And congratulations. I thank you, Kyaleboha, Gyatogoza, Nyabonga, Bayatanki. Chancellor, I now introduce to you the candidates who complied with all the requirements for respective qualifications in order for you to confer or award such qualifications.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I will now confer and award the respective qualifications on the candidates introduced to me by the Executive Dean and to the candidates who are absent but who have complied with all of the requirements for the qualifications.
Chancellor, I'm now honored to request you to confer the degree Bachelor on the following candidate. Tumamina Zwelinzima Os Ngubani. Congratulations. Nomfundo Sweetness Nkosi. Congratulations. Chancellor, I am honored to request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Engineering Technology on the following candidates. Sivuyise Balega. Congratulations. Aviwe Edwin Buckland. Congratulations. Mondli Emihle Buthelezi. Andile Gina. Innocent Tando Gumede. Congratulations. Muzi Mpendulo Hleta. Ulebogeng Jaotse. Precious Rahosebo Lebiana. Tshepang Mabilu. Tabang Agreement Marema. Tshegofatso Charlatan Matsieng. Asanda Gift Mtenzi. Tumisho Makhalane Murula. Letlhogonolo Emmanuel Ntswani. Hey. Menzi Tabang Patake. Bruce Plen Siwela. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer a degree, Bachelor of Engineering Technology Honors, on the following candidates. Matume Lazarus Sawel. Congratulations. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honors on the following candidates. Mpho Diago. Peter Baloyi. Congratulations. Faneles Bonge Zelda Zibani. Congratulations. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree masters on the following candidates: Kudzai Gishon Gwenzi. Congratulations. Congratulations. Ivan Makani. Congratulations. Well done. Banele Mdluli. Musa Mtembu. Congratulations. Congratulations. Should wait for me to say distinction. Takudzwa Ndlovu. Uzenenye with distinction. Rodzani Ndwa. Congratulations. Tendai Shokwe. Shoko. Sorry. Congratulations.
Happy to see you.
Hey, winner. Alekanyani Sipuma. Congratulations. Long time. Nomfundo Sibongile Vilagazi. Congrats. You should wait for me to say distinction. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Master of Engineering on the following candidates: Victor Ageneruna Ahirima. Uzenenye with distinctions. Congratulations. You should wait for me to say distinction. You should wait. What is this? Olufunke Abulaji Balogun. Sorry. Uzenenye with distinctions. Chancellor, the candidate, Ms. Balogun, is also awarded the Chancellor's Medal for the most meritorious master's study in the Faculty of Engineering and the Built Environment for 2024. I request the Chancellor to present the medal after her degree is conferred on her. Congratulations. Lloyd Prosper Chisezi. Cecily Kevin Davids. Yolanda Tobile Gegana. Congratulations. Stand here. Ntombizodwa Mashia Kwebu. Chido Takudzwa Jambo. Bhavik Rakesh Jivan. Should wait for me to say this. Zain Felix Kif. Uzenenye with distinction. Nontlahla May. No. Is it Modise or Modise? Okay. Palesa Shanice Mudise. Congratulations. Yeah, stand here. Temane Tokelo Moswathupa. For me to say distinction. Wait. Dan Bafana Nyandeni. Uzenenye with distinctions. Sinokuthaba Melissa Ndlovu. Congratulations. Wait for me to say. Halatezi Nendombeloni. Uzenenye with distinction. Congratulations. Susan Dimakatso Nkosi. Congratulations. Deans David Nyati. Congratulations. Mtobisi Phoswa. Chamano Ramaru. Malihu Lucy Rampele. Congratulations. Ahmed Sheke Omar. Congratulations. Wait for me to say this nation. Sicelo Sipho Simpiwe Simelani. Uzenenye with distinction. Congratulations. Lucas Temba Tobejani. Congratulations. Lucas Divani. Sewela Winnie Divani. Congratulations. Wait for me to say distinction. You should wait. Ntando Yenkosi, welcome Zungu. Uzenenye with distinction. Congratulations. Wait for me. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Masters of Philosophy on the following candidates. Rexford Henaku Abuaji. Sorry. Uzenenye with distinction. Congratulations. Tsolo Enose Moholisa. Congratulations. Wait for a minute. Mzamo Richard Msani. Uzenye nenye with a distinction. Letlohonolo Lucas Mtetwa. Uzenenye with distinction. Inei Felipe Villaculas. Congratulations. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Masters of Science on the following candidate. Gloria Akanyawi Awenye Time. With distinction. Lerato Innocentia Chere. Congratulations. Gift Laolang. With distinction. Yonela Nzo. With distinction. Toluwanimi Victoria Ogunade. With distinction. Unarine Ronald Huriwa. With distinction. Elizabeth Duwari. Chancellor, I have an honor of presenting Peter Adimola Adekunle, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in construction management. With a thesis entitled A Modularity Methodology Model for the South African Construction Industry, prepared under the supervision of Prof. Clinton Agbaboa and the co-supervision of Lerato Ejemen. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidates developed a modularity methodology model to enhance the quality of construction projects in South Africa. The model was developed to ascertain the influence of supply chain, productivity, sustainability, digitalization, legal and regulatory consideration, procurement methods, reassemble, maintenance, and cultural perception in predicting the outcomes of modularity methodology in the construction industry. This study recommends that construction firms should adapt the modularity methodology model to improve project quality by optimizing supply chains, enhancing productivity, and ensuring sustainability. The model emphasized digitalization, compliance with legal standards, and effective procurement methods that can be streamlined for modular construction processes. The study implies that the widespread adoption of the modularity methodology model could lead to more efficient, cost-effective, and sustainable construction practices in the South African construction industry, thereby addressing the existing challenges in quality management and promoting a shift towards innovation-driven and standardized construction solutions. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in construction management on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Construction Management on Peter Adimola Adekunle.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Samuel Aji Frimpong, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering, with the thesis entitled Development of a Self-Excited Synchronous Reluctance Generator with a Slitted Rotor Core for Enhanced Performance, prepared under the supervision of Dr. Mbiga Mutemba. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate's doctoral research focused on developing a novel electrical generator for standalone vertical wind turbines suitable for rooftops in urban areas. The research involved designing and modeling a self-excited synchronous reluctance generator featuring a slitted rotor lamination core to enhance performance. Credit is due for innovative use of AI in the design process and for employing advanced modern models for numerical and analytical method. The generator was prototyped and tested at UJ. Results showed it begins rotating at the wind speeds of 3.2 meters per second and generates power from 4 meters per second, making it suitable for Johannesburg rooftops, where average wind speed at 50 meters is 5.6 meters per second. The generator is compact, lightweight, quiet, and cost-effective, avoiding magnets and copper in the rotor, offering a more affordable, environmental friendly option to permanent magnets and induction generators. This research exhibits technical innovation, analytical rigor, and practical foresight in advancing off-grid wind energy system. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Samuel Adejay Frimpong.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Ayodele Oluwole Alejo, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Construction Management with the thesis entitled A Safe Working Condition Model for the Nigeria Construction Industry, prepared under the supervision of Professor Clinton Agbaboa and the co-supervision of Dr. Douglas Ajimen. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate thesis developed a safe working condition model for the Nigerian construction industry based on an extant review of existing literature. A quantitative survey approach was employed to gather data from construction professionals in the industry. Consequently, a 6-factor model was developed and validated using structural equation modeling. The findings reveal that all identified constructs positively influence safe working conditions in the Nigerian construction industry. However, 4 construct technology safe incentives, organizational features, and personal dimensions were statistically more significant than the others. Overall, the study identifies the key factors influencing workplace safety and developed a validated framework to enhance safe working conditions in the Nigerian construction industry, with broader applicability to other developing countries. This framework will serve as a practical guide for construction stakeholders, aiming to improve safe practices and reduce workplace hazards and injuries. Moreover, the findings contribute to the advancement of research on effective construction health and safety management practices. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Construction Management on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Construction Management on Ayodele Oluwole Alejo.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Evans Osman Asigri, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in construction management with a thesis entitled A Building Information Model Implementation Model for the Ghanaian Construction Industry, prepared under the supervision of Professor Clinton Agbaboa and co-supervision of Prof. Twala. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract for the study.
Chancellor, the PhD study developed a building information modeling implementation model for the Ghanaian construction industry, aimed at improving construction practices and overcoming industry challenges. The study developed a 7-factor BIM implementation model based on a theoretical framework established through a literature review and findings from a Delphi study and was validated using structural equation modeling. The study highlights key factors influencing BIM implementation in the Ghanaian construction industry, including guidelines and standards, organizational management support, education and training, government support, awareness, stakeholders collaboration, and legal frameworks. The study recommends the involvement of government and industry stakeholders in establishing clear guidelines, providing training programs, developing robust legal structures, and introducing incentives to enhance building information modeling adoption. These measures will improve the Ghanaian construction industry efficiency and project delivery in Ghana. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in construction management on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Construction Management on Evans Osman Asigri.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Danpal Chetty, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering with a thesis entitled Design of Optimal Control Strategies for Automatic Voltage Regulations in Electrical Power System, prepared under the supervision of Dr. Gulshan Sharma and co-supervision of Dr. Gandhi. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate's doctoral research develops an enhanced area framework to improve the voltage stability in the coal-fired power plants. His study shows a PID controller with a 3 degrees of freedom structure integrating a novel extended state observer-based distance observer. The newly developed snake optimizer further enhances the control framework, ensuring the optimal performance and robustness. The findings confirm superior accuracy, speed, and the stability, guaranteeing the reliable voltage regulation in the power system. His research has led to the publications of number of journal articles in internationally accredited journals. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Danpal Chetty.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Muwawa Jean Nesta Daij, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering with a thesis entitled Development of an Analytics and Machine Learning-Based Network Intelligence Framework for Fifth Generation Radio Access Network, prepared under the supervision of Professor Kingsley Agudo. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate in his PhD, he leveraged on using machine learning and analytical to develop a novel method, techniques to effectively monitor user 5G experience and network cell behavior for enhanced mobile broadband application. The result and finding of his work has been recognized in various Q1 and Q2 high-profile journals in the field of telecommunication wireless engineering. 4 journals article was published in High Impact Factor journal from this work, and one journal is under review at the moment. His ability to translate complex theoretical concepts and model into practical cases has not only enriched academic discourse, but has also positioned his work as a valuable asset for telecommunication operators, for network engineers, and for future researchers that intend to work in the area. And today, I want to really honor this milestone, that it should be recognized because cumulatives of years of hard work of this candidate, beginning from the time he started the work and up to now, he has showed dedication. And using this, he was able to develop these techniques using AI to be able to enhance 5G wireless network, which will lead into the future, which is a 6G and beyond. And without this network, the fourth industrial revolution and the smart city we talk about will not be able to exist. So this broadband he has developed a technique to be able to enhance is very useful. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Mowawa Jean Nesta Dutch.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Joseph Biamungu Kipongo, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering with a thesis entitled Artificial Intelligence-Based Intrusion Detection and Prevention in IoT-enabled software-defined wireless sensor network environments, prepared under the supervision of Professor Theodoras Swart and co-supervision of Dr. Esenongo. I now request the supervisor to read out the abstract of the study.
Chancellor, to address the challenges in IoT-enabled software-defined wireless sensor network environments, the candidate's research introduced a new and advanced model with a honeycomb structure-based intrusion detection and prevention system. Additionally, his research also focused on pre-processing, feature extraction, and intrusion recognition using the Network Security Laboratory Knowledge Discovery and Databases dataset in order to evaluate intrusion detection in IoT-enabled software-defined wireless sensor networks. Feature extraction is facilitated by the novel exponential Grey Wolf optimized grid search algorithm, while feature selection is achieved using the novel symmetric gradient Boruta for enhanced feature selection algorithm. Intrusion detection is executed through a gated bidirectional recurrent convolutional neural network algorithm. This research facilitates the enhancement of security in IoT-enabled software-defined wireless sensor networks through advanced feature optimization and artificial intelligence techniques. Thanks.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Joseph Biamungu Kibongo. Kibongo. I got it right?
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Udifense Mapula E. Lehasa, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering with the thesis entitled Integrated Fragment-Based and AI-Driven Generative Model for Novel Hypertension Drug Discovery, prepared under the supervision of Professor Uche Okonkwo. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
The Chancellor, hypertension is the #1 killer disease across the globe, and any effort to effectively treat the disease is laudable. Artificial intelligence methods have recently been employed to enhance the efficiency of drug discovery process. However, many research efforts on AI-based drug discovery focus on designing valid molecules with drug-like properties instead of generating more novel molecules that are not only chemically valid, but possess the required pharmacological properties to modulate any disease of interest. In her doctoral study, Ms. Lehasa explored the multidisciplinary space of artificial intelligence, engineering, computational/medicinal chemistry, pharmacology, chemoinformatics, bioinformatics, and data analytics to discover and evaluate, as well as personalize thousands of novel lead drug molecules for hypertension treatment. Her innovative work, which has resulted in 5 journals, 4 published and 1 under review, promises to accelerate the development of life-saving hypertension treatments, making a significant contribution to the field of drug discovery. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on this candidate. Congratulations.
Yes. By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Udifense Mapula Lehasa.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Kabulo Logi, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering with a thesis entitled Studies on the Impact of Demand Response and Renewable Energy Sources in Distribution Systems, prepared under the supervision of Professor Gulshan Sharma and co-supervision of Dr. S. Sharma. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate's doctoral study introduces a solution through the development of a novel bilayer multi-objective framework, enhanced by improved cross-search optimization. The framework efficiently plans and dispatches wind and solar PV generation, battery energy storage, and the demand response while minimizing energy losses, voltage deviation, as well as addressing operational challenges arising from various uncertainties. The findings confirm and improve renewable hosting capacity. Additionally, this research has published a number of research articles in various reputed SCI journals. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Kabulology.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Sboniso Brutus Masikana, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering with a thesis entitled Solar Photovoltaic Integrated Load Frequency Control Studies of an Interconnected Power System, prepared under the supervision of Professor Gulshan Sharma and co-supervision of Dr. S. Sharma. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate's research study presents a robust operational framework for the power system integrated with renewable energy. The proposed approach employs an optimization solution based on stochastic fractional search algorithm and the flower pollination algorithm, first time in the LFC studies. Additionally, the solar PV and energy storage systems were incorporated into the research. Extensive testing was conducted to mitigate the frequency variations in the power system, with the results validated against various published studies. Furthermore, this research contributed to the publication of various articles in reputed SCI journals. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Sboniso Brutus Masikana.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Nzaifani Horatius Nzebechana, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Construction Management with a thesis entitled A Model of the Nexus Between the Use of Digital Technologies, Organizational Culture and Performance, a case ESCOM South Africa, prepared under the supervision of Professor Innocent Musonda. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate in his thesis argued that the predominant technology adoption models inadequately consider organizational culture and organizational performance, resulting in high failure rates of digital transformation projects. In his study, he tested and validated the use of digital technologies, organizational culture, and operational performance nexus model that can be used in project-driven engineering organizations. A mixed method design was used to gather data using closed-ended questionnaires, interviews, and focus groups on organizations that had implemented digitalization projects. The findings revealed a nexus between the use of digital technologies, the organizational culture, operational performance, and found that the organizational culture was the chief predictor of the effective use of digital technologies and its performance. The use of digital technologies mediated the relationship between organizational culture, operations, as well as the culture moderated the relationship between these two aspects. The research presents a unique nexus model which underlines the importance of the use of digital technologies, organizational culture, and operational performance for project-driven engineering organizations such as ESCOM to accomplish the benefits of digital transformation benefits. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in construction management on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Construction Management on Mzaifani Horatius Mzebechana.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Rotondwa Benevolence Nemakavani, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in Construction Management with a thesis entitled Managing Servitized Business Model, Innovation for Improved Secular Built Environment Performance, a Transition Management Approach, prepared under the supervision of Prof. Bankole Osita Awuzi and co-supervision of Professor Clinton Aigbaboa. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, taking cognizance of the utility of servitization in driving improved circular economic performance in the South African construction industry, the candidate set out to develop, through his PhD, a framework for managing transitions for servitized business model innovation within project property development entities in South Africa. The emergent framework helps property developers to manage transitions towards integrating services into hitherto product offerings, aiming at simultaneously enhancing resource efficiency and value creation in the construction industry. The emergent framework tackles circular economic performance challenges in South Africa's built environment, leverage on business model innovation. His original contribution addresses a critical knowledge practice gap observed in servitization, transition management, and sustainable property development theoretical nexus. The study's findings provide valuable guidance for property developers and relevant stakeholders desirous of engendering and improving circular economic performance of their projects, particularly among property developers, significantly also contributing to academic literature and industry practice. This research highlights the importance of service-driven business models in facilitating a sustainable
resource-efficient construction industry in South Africa. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in construction management on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Construction Management on Rotondwa Benevolence Nemakhavani.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Onela Tangatambwe, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree PhD in construction management with a thesis entitled An Integrated Framework for Data Management for the South African Construction Industry, prepared under the supervision of Professor Clinton Agbaboa and co-supervision of Dr. Opelua Akinradeo. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, the candidate's PhD developed a data management framework for the South African construction industry. The study employed descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, and structural equation modeling to analyze the primary data collected. The resulting integrated data management framework comprises of a 7-factor construct with key associated attributes influencing data management. These factors include data storage, data quality, data governance, data security, data lifecycle, data deduplication, and data longevity. The study contributes to the discourse on data management within the South African construction industry by emphasizing the importance of structured data governance, enhanced data quality, secure storage, and efficient lifecycle management. The study recommends the enforcement of data management policies to ensure compliance, upskilling, and operational efficiency, while at the same time fostering a data-driven culture. Additionally, the adoption of performance dashboards, regular audits, collaboration with universities and technological firms, and investment in modern infrastructure are advocated to enhance data management integration, inform decision-making, and overall project success for the South African construction industry. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree PhD in construction management on this candidate. Congratulations.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Electronic Engineering on Kayode Adesina Olaniyi. To confer the degree properly, so I'll redo it. By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Construction Management on Onela Tanga Tambwe.
Sure! The graduates have spoken. Let's give them what they want. Graduates! I'm going and going, the graduates. Sure! I'm that and take it. Sanamare. That and take it. Sanamare. That and take it. Sanamare. Uboya tu. Oi, boy, boy. That and take it. Sanamare. That and take it. Sanamare. That and take it. Oi, boy, 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 boy. Yeah, but that and take it. Sanamare. That and take it. Sanamare. That and take it. Sanamare. Uboya tuto. Oi, but that and take it. But that and take it. But that and take it. Uboya tuto. Oi, but udinda gaibata. Ogibata oyamara. Akitabadi tu. Tabadi. Adiferi. Oi, boy, boy. Olinda gaibata. Akibata oyamara. Ogitabadi tu. Tabadi. Adiferi. Oi, boy. Sure, sure, sure.
Shall we give a big round of applause to our graduates? The song we have just sung is an essential part of our graduation ceremony at the mighty University of Johannesburg. Our graduations would not feel complete without singing and dancing about this Siana Marena. And for those who may not understand the language or the background to the song, Siana Marena is a royal cloth of significance. And the child is making a heartfelt plea to the father, saying, "Father, buy me Siana Marena." So Siana Marena is not just an ordinary blanket, it's a royal blanket which is a symbol of honor, prestige, and protection. And in the context of this song, where we are celebrating our graduates, it becomes a powerful metaphor for education, for they are wearing a blanket of education, which is a blanket of honor and prestige, a blanket of impact that we are looking forward to, and societal change that we are looking forward to. We congratulate you. Don't be apologetic about it. You've worked very, very hard to be where you are at, and society is waiting for you, for the knowledge that was shared, your doctoral degrees, using new digital technologies, using machine learning techniques, doing some structural equation modeling in construction management and so on, and addressing hypertension in the most innovative way. Society is looking for you. Don't be apologetic. Shall you give yourself a big round of applause? We are nearing the end of our proceedings, and as we close, I know what a privilege it is to address you in the functional role of Chancellor, even if I messed up the names a bit. It has been such a wonderful experience to witness our students graduate and to celebrate your achievements with you and your loved ones here today. And what has touched my heart is that the University of Johannesburg is impacting the African continent. And at the University of Johannesburg, we are driving the Pan-African agenda. We are revolutionizing Africa so that Africa can serve its people and serve the world. A round of applause. It has already been stated that this was not an easy journey for you, but you did it. You are here today because of your commitment and your hard work. You are also here because of the support of the people who kept you going, your family, friends, loved ones, neighbors, society at large, for it takes the whole village to raise a child. Shall we give a big round of applause to all those that supported you? I always say my father doesn't have a single degree, but because I have the degrees, he also has them. To graduate, graduates, is a decisive milestone that sets one on a trajectory of empowerment. I must also emphasize the Vice-Chancellor's words. This is indeed an impressive achievement, Executive Dean Functionary. The grim truth is that many facets of our population are not afforded such opportunities. A 2021 report by the Department of Higher Education and Training indicates that just 6% of the South African population holds a degree, a very sad state of affairs. In our vast population, many do not make it into high school, let alone to matric, while less than 70% of students who obtain a matric exemption enroll at a university. At the University of Johannesburg, we received more than 700,000 applications for only about 10,900 spaces for new students. A similar picture is true for all South African universities, unfortunately. Although we are living through uncertain times and witnessing the world around us changing, we know that we have prepared you to navigate this terrain and that you have a solid foundation upon which to build your future. We hope that you will use the knowledge acquired here to contribute to solving societal problems and to pay it forward, to lift others as you rise. When we consider that what the University of Johannesburg has achieved in only 20 years as a higher education institution, as the new kid on the block, I know that as graduates of this inspiring university, you will similarly go on to achieve significant milestones in your careers and in your lives. We look forward to seeing you grow professionally, intellectually, ethically, and as committed and respected global citizens. You need to watch your behaviors. You are role models. Young people, the next generation is looking at you. So behaving responsibly and ethically is very much key. We hope to not hear things on the street or on social media about some misconduct. We look forward for you to be an example of people that are withholding the morals of our society very high. I wish to thank our academic and support staff for the pivotal role they have played in your journey. Without their perseverance and commitment, you would not be here today. Shall you give them a huge round of applause? Once again, congratulations on this tremendous achievement. Go out there and set an example as a graduate of this inspiring university. Be our best ambassadors and spread the word that UJ is an excellent place of learning. Remember to stay in touch by joining our alumni, as mentioned before. We hope to see you again when furthering your studies and as an active alumni, and some of you will become vice-chancellors, deputy vice-chancellors, executive deans, registrars, distinguished professors, professors and associate professors, lecturers, and senior lecturers. Why not? Shall you give yourself a round of applause again? Ke a leboga. I thank you. Baya danki, enkosi, ngiyabonga. You are now requested to please stand for the singing of the national anthem.